Hi friend, it's JP from toughtones.com, and in this video I want to demonstrate how I take those small song ideas like short melodies into full-length songs. Usually the problem is that we compose this 8-bar idea and take it as far as we can, and then the threshold to continue the song and compose other parts becomes too great. So in this video I want to show you my way of dealing with this and taking those short ideas into full-length songs. And I want to highlight the fact that this is not the only way to do it. This is a way that works for me really well, and I think this will be useful for you too, so let's begin. So usually when you start to compose a song, you come up with this short melody or riff or something. And in this example I came up with this melody. I like to compose with acoustic guitar. I play chord progressions and hum or sing nonsense above that. And when I come up with a melody, I usually know the chords as well. And although I compose with acoustic guitar, I want to put my ideas down with MIDI because it's so easy to control. It's super easy and fast to change the key or the tempo and try different chord progressions underneath the melody. So just the long chords and the melody. And this idea is 8 bars long. I copied it once over, so it's 16 bars. And I think this will be the chorus of my song. And now that I have the chorus in place, I know my song has a reason to exist. So the melody of my chorus is the hook of the song, so to speak. And it's easy to start building the rest of the song around this. So if the chorus is the destination, where do I want to take the listener before that? Probably to a verse of some kind. So I try to come up with a verse that could fit this chorus. And I usually think that verse can be like a stripped down version of a chorus in a way that there doesn't have to happen as much, not with chords or with the melody. And I usually want a melody to be lower than in the chorus. So I usually start with the same chord progression, but maybe make it more simple. And then I try to come up with a melody that fits the chorus. And I came up with this. After I have some kind of verse in place, I try to listen and think if I can get straight from verse to chorus, or do I need something in between? And I think it needs something, a transition between verse and chorus, usually called a pre-chorus. Its job is to lead the listener to the chorus. So I wanted to create this lifting feeling with the chord progression, and because the verse melody has longer notes and it's really airy, I want the pre-chorus to be more rhythmic and like feisty. So I came up with this. And I really like the pre-chorus that I came up with, although I'm not entirely sure how the end should go, but I didn't want to get caught on that. I can just finish it later on. So now that I have a verse, a pre-chorus and a chorus, I can easily map out the structure of my song. So I use these parts and try to come up with the structure to my song. And although my piano looks like a huge circus show, you can find the 3 different parts that I had. So the chorus, pre-chorus, and verse. At this point, it's good to know what kind of music you're doing. Try to lock down the mood that you're aiming for. Some reference songs can really help with this. So I knew that I wanted this to be some kind of technical metal with clean vocals and some electronic elements. So I thought that the song could start with this short filtered intro with the verse chord progression, with muffled distant electronic drums and synths and so on, and without any band instruments. So my song filters in during the intro and then it continues to the first verse. And then I want the whole band to come in, playing some riff with all guns blazing. So I have copied simplified chord progression from the chorus. And I already started to outline some drum beats. And then we go to the next verse. pre-chorus. Chorus. After the first chorus, I have the same verse, pre-chorus and chorus again, but only cut the pre-chorus in half. And then I have this part that I left empty on purpose. Maybe I want the song to go somewhere entirely different, or maybe I used the same riff again. So I just left it empty for now. I wanted to just map out the whole song. And after this part, there's a chorus again. I don't know yet if I want the last chorus to be longer or not. So now the song is like 3 minutes long, and that's okay. But in the same time, it doesn't hurt to have some more length. I leave it like this for now. And so I have the whole song planned out, and it's okay if I want to change something later on, but at least for now I have a roadmap to go with. So now as you start to see the bigger picture of the song, it's easier to decide what each instrument should play in each part, and you can start to come up with lyrics and so on. And everything started from that short melody, 8 bars, but at that point we didn't take it further. Instead, we came up with these new parts. And now that we have the whole song mapped out, we get to the fun part and we can start finally adding instruments and layers to the song. And I like to start from the most important part, which is usually the chorus or the hook of the song. So I tried to sketch out some bass, guitars and strings. And by the way, at this point you want to lock down the key of the song, so you don't have to record everything from the start if you notice later on that you have to change the key. So test the key together with the singer, or if you're the singer, and lock it down before recording anything else. Alright, let's take a listen. So now finally the song gets some life and you can implement the ideas you had all along. At this point, I try to create enough layers so that the mood is set and I can start recording and demoing vocals on top of this. I don't want to go too far before vocals because I don't want to get in the way of them with other instruments. Instead, we can build the other parts as well. So I copied these instruments to every chorus. I moved on to the first riff. I made a solid foundation that I can build upon later. It definitely still needs some more elements, but I think I'm on the right track. And in the same way, I would go through each part of the song, and at the same time I want to think about the arrangement. Where do I want to introduce new instruments, or do I want to drop down some elements at some point? This way we can create tension and release during the song and keep the listener's attention alive. And I think you can agree with me that this is much closer to a full song than that 8-bar short clip that I had in the beginning. If you start to build that 8-bar idea straight away, once you add instruments and layers and maybe vocals, the threshold to move on becomes way too big. Nothing sounds good compared to the huge part that you've created. Or at least this is how I feel about it. And I've noticed that this kind of songwriting suits me better, and I can more easily write whole songs instead of short ideas. So I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope you found this useful. And if you want to make great sounding music from the comfort of your home, check out this free guide that I've made just for you. No strings attached, you can get it from toughtones.com/guide. If you like this video, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching this video. Until next time, cheers!